alone, you know.
I'm thinking like maybe the growth of hip hop is somewhat more linked to the access of music, because anyone can pretty much release music now, put it online, and someone will hear it. So especially things like SoundCloud, a lot of artists have come from SoundCloud, of
SoundCloud
just
rap,
someone hearing that song, a lot of blowing up off SoundCloud, and suddenly now they're in the charts.
That's all right though.
That's absolutely amazing, but it just means, I don't think back in the day, say like in the 90s, it wasn't so easy for you to break into the music industry. So you might have wanted to do it, but you might not have had the means to maybe get your sound out there.
You couldn't get it out there,
or the connections to get into the industry, or whatever.
There's
more access. To
the
internet.
That's it now. There's in a way, what we're saying could be a positive thing as well, because it's like there's so much music out there for now,
100%.
and what's great is people get behind now. They're not just getting behind big known names. People will go to those bands, that poet that's got 5 followings. People will come and check out. And it seems like there's definitely a way for you to express yourself truer now and easier and quicker. But all the money and a lot of the credibility, you'd have acts like Bjork kicking around with people like Wu-Tang Clan kicking around, and not only would they be kicking around, they'd be in the charts alongside each other, because that was the last time, and there was still a lot of sharks around then, definitely so, and in the 60s, but you had some people coming to it who, in the management and label side, at least if there was only a few, there would be genuine music fans within that, and that's how you keep good artists. And they chuck big money at artists. They won't ever do that now. They won't chuck that much money at people like big egos, like Liam Gallagher and Oasis. They won't let people like that get in. And so after the 90s, there was a big thing of like watering it all down and taking complete control of the music industry, so that it was just manufactured. It all became manufactured. Pump the money. Get the money
back into the industry. What we lost when we were just giving people these money.
Exactly. So and it came about with all the kind of like pop idols and X Factors and things like this. But every time that happens, there's always a subculture. There's always a movement that will kick against it. So it all comes up and down like that. As soon as they get hold and water down, a rebel movement happens. The spoken word scene now. That's the sort of thing where what can happen. So they'll get hold of our art form and they'll bastardize it. Which
like
we already have.
Mumble rap.
But even poetry. I mean, I don't watch much TV, but apparently there's a Nat. Fuck it, I've said Greg's enough. I'll say Nat West. There's a Nat West advert with like a poem on, but it's shit.
No, do you know what? Nat West.
I haven't seen it.
They do have a collection of adverts where they have poets on them.
Are they any good?
Some of them I have. All the ones I have heard, they were really good.
Okay,
but I think it was quite interesting. I was just like, whoa, why?
What that's bad for us is because basically, but is it? This is the great thing. Because one thing that drew me to, and still draws me, both past and present, is that you can stand there and express yourself and no one's fucking with it.
Yeah.
Right? You could say something very dangerous and offensive. You could say something beautiful and polite. You stay there in the room with rude people, and you've got that. No one's selling it or manufactured, or you just...
In a sense, it's kind of like comedy. It's the only time where you will be speaking to people and they don't answer you.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
It's a weird space to be in. Like,
exactly.
It's like you're not asking rhetorical questions. Of course, you want people to answer them, but you don't want them to answer out loud and ruin your set. But it's weird.
I like to play with that a little bit.
I like that space, because it's like I think I said it in a poem where it's I can't remember what I said. No, type of guy. No, that is something completely different. You can't. It's you're in this room and you can't really leave, but it's not like I'm trying to get to know you or I want you to know me.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's exactly that. You're in this room and you can't leave, but you need to just listen to me to the end. You might not enjoy what I'm saying, you might not like what I'm saying, but you have no choice but to listen until the clap comes.
Yeah, which is what we want from people so much of the time. We don't get. We get that in our art form.
But I think the difference between comedy and poetry is, in poetry, although someone might go up and you might not like them, or they might be terrible, or in poem might not make sense, you don't get hecklers.
No.
People will just hear you out until you come off. They'll still have this, you're like, what is this? But no one will outwardly say you're terrible.
Not
get
at
off.
the moment.
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment.
Not yet. But oh my, it could happen. Not yet. But
I have had a heckler.
You have? Oh
yeah.
Wow.
But listen to this. This isn't. Yeah, I might be the first poet to have a heckler. Is that right? No, not true. Because like people like John Cooper Clarke, when he went on for bands and stuff like that. I mean, that's because I suppose he was taking the poetry out of the poetry world and into the music where you're more open.
Yeah.
So, but what you're saying is true, and I think that's amazing. But this maybe was what happened with me. It was a sheer misunderstanding, but I think like it was when I first, a couple of years back, when I was first getting into poetry. It was quite angry, some of my stuff. Even if the words weren't necessarily angry, I would be delivering it in that sort of way.
Before you continue with that, but what was it that got you into poetry?
What I just said before, weirdly, it was the one art form which I had total freedom and control over, from creation to delivery. And I strive for that. Yeah. You know, I've done acting, and that was frustrating because, when I'm in the scene and I'm in the work and I'm in the job and I'm grieving with the other person or the audience, I'm free.
Yeah.
But going to the audition, waiting around, speaking to, having to see this person, going up, and the power and was in the scriptwriter's hands. You had to wait for the script to come in and then you have to go against this person who looks a bit like you, and then we negotiate, and then they're going to give it to the producer's son anyway. Who and I was like, oh, but you're in the reserve list. And I was like, this is all right. So I was coming to it from like, right, I can write my own stuff. I can do my own thing. I don't need necessarily anybody's script or another person. I can just go and express. Which when you're in a scene and you're acting, or playing music or painting, it's that sense of complete freedom and the spontaneity of the act. Everything else disappears. You're just there.
So would you possibly maybe direct then?
Yeah. You mean direct?
As in like maybe write maybe a play or a short film or just a sketch or something like that.
And then not acting it and just direct.
And just, cause
I'm very happy you said that, because that's what I really want to do.
I'm in the process of doing it, because it's kind of like, I don't think like I could be in a piece and direct myself, but I feel like I could direct and put my idea into fruition and make that happen, because I'll just be the outside eye, but then it's like, I don't know, it's hard to explain.
No, I think that was great. That made a lot of sense. I made a lot of sense. I mean, you can't, at the same time, as much as you've got complete control and power to do everything, you also want to not hog it and try and do too many of the things and be confusing or egotistical or whatever. I think I am working on a play at the minute, which is I thought was all done, and then I've read it and I'm like, oh, it's not quite on point.
What's the play about?
Well, it's let me just explain. So it's the finished. This is what's happened, and this is where I'm at. It's almost been like that was a practice run. So I wanted to find a way to write a play which incorporated poetry into it, as well as normal dialogue, to find that flow. So I look back to
Shakespeare, kind of.
Yeah, but like not attempting to, like,
But that's the only way I can kind of think of how it's kind of poetic in the verse.
Exactly, yeah. as well, which is very hard to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And actually, I didn't pull it off, but getting all that out, I was looking at the summer of the riots. 2 Northerners in London, summer of the riots. It's their first summer down, and they are amongst all that things happening. But I was zooming in on the sort of non-stories of that summer. So them and their experiences in a rundown flat in Wood Green, and them being their friendships tested by girls, and it's like a coming of age thing. So these two buddies, and then amongst that, these sort of poetic political references and clubby nights out.
2 people in just 2 characters.
Yeah, there's other characters that pop up. So I was going to have like some people double up and play a couple of roles. So it's finished, right? And I kind of like, okay, I know it's done for now. Is it? Do I fully believe that this is ready to go out and be put on? And no. Have I given up on it? No. But weirdly, I've gone straight into another one, and I'm finding that this one's fluidity is moving quicker, and I'm only very early stages of it. But I feel like writing that first one has given me a clear run-in to write this one. So I'm going to try and complete this one.
So the first one to play, is this now for screen that you're writing this one?
The second one?
Yeah.
It's for stage.
For stage, okay.
Yeah, for stage. So yeah, early for me, because generally my book that's coming out is a poetry book.
Oh, yes.
That's what I write. So it seems better that I'd get published as a poet first, rather than an area which I'm familiar with and have studied, but I've not written plays. So I've written poems for a few years. Boom, complete. Writing the plays, it might be a case of they live on my laptop for a while and not much happens for a little bit, but by the time I put my poetry name out and keep tapping away, this might solve itself. A timing for it, yeah. So it's still learning on that front with out and out dialogue and poetry coming together. But it's all, like I say, doing that first one gave me a great run-in to just carrying on with the second one.
Well, if you don't mind, I would love to read it. If you,
yeah.
I would love to give any ideas that I have, or edit it in any way or something.
Yeah.
Because I love writing. I've written a few scripts of my own.
What are you working on at the minute?
I've got a script that I've literally half finished, and it's about basically 3 guys, 2 guys and a girl. They all live in this block of flats, and they go to get into a lift. They all get into the same lift. They all press the 6 because they all live on the 6th floor, and they, instead of the lift going up, they end up down at minus 666. They end up on this floor.
Wow. Don't give too much away. This is amazing.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't want to tell any more on this podcast.
So the lift, yeah.
Off the show.
That's enough. That's a teaser. It's a teaser. It's a good pro. That's.
I can give you the.
To be honest, mate, you don't need to say any more. I'm hooked. Yeah. I love that idea.
It's more.
So it's like purgatory, hell. Yeah. Like high. Yeah.
It could be purgatory. It could be hell.
Like high rise.
Hey man. I've got another idea. I don't want to say that.
No. Keep them. Yeah.
I have lots of ideas for shows, and more now because I don't know. My mom's always been saying to me that I need to just write into. Do you know, like back in the day, she was saying that I should have just keep writing into like BBC or Channel 4 and just keep sending them letters. I've got idea for a show. One day they might pick me up. But at that time, when she was saying it to me, I didn't have any ideas for shows. Yeah. And it's only now now we've come to this time where we don't really need a backing from a big media company to make my show happen. I've got things like YouTube, or I can then put my idea together and then shop around to different platforms and stuff like that. So it's not too bad. But yeah, enough about me. I want to talk about you, man. Yeah. Where I've done my research on you,